right. What's up, my YouTube people? It's been 12 years. 12 years of making videos on YouTube. 12 years of racking my brain and trying to think about different things to talk about and what are the most relevant harmonica topics. 12 years. 12 years of meeting people all around the world, sometimes just through the internet, and other times in person eventually at events, workshops, conventions. But it's been 12 years, I know that, to this date since I uploaded my very first YouTube video. And I've learned a whole bunch. And I want to share with you today the most important thing that I learned out of everything. Besides meeting all these great people, putting myself out there and recording myself, one of the best things it's done for me is taught me more about myself as a player and what I needed, what I needed out of my own self to improve so that I could become a better player and a better teacher. So 12 years ago, again, as I posted this first video, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about why I even did it in the first place. 12 years ago, I was trying to share my music with family. I was trying to show them what I was doing, and I wanted to record a video and ultimately send them a video, so they could hear it and see what I was doing. And I ended up not being able to email it back in 2006. You certainly could not, and still today, email like a large video. I mean, you could attach it as a link, etc. But at that time, my girlfriend's sister said, "Why don't you upload it to YouTube?" And I said, "What's YouTube?" So that's how this all began. Thanks to still my good friend Kate Strajewski for introducing me to that. So welcome to this broadcast where I'm just coming on to say hello, and thanks for everybody that's tuned in, making it possible for me to have the opportunities I have today as a teacher, specifically, and as a professional, I guess, harmonica player. I get this question asked a lot. Do you make your living full time off of music? And I will say that the answer is unequivocally yes. Making music and teaching. The harmonica is my full time living. So I thought I would just spend a minute today and tell you guys how I make a living as just a harmonica player. There's many different ways that I make a living and have income. It's not just teaching. So, in the world of music, I allow myself to be a hired gun and I play with a whole bunch of different people out there. This is one way in which I am making a living. I'm booking gigs, I'm traveling around playing gigs with various artists. That's one way. Studio work over the year has provided me with a few opportunities. Nothing huge, but certainly, a couple, 2 or 3 dozen studio recording sessions that I've done remotely and in person. Again, through really putting myself out there and on YouTube. By the way, how does the audio quality sound? I'm fired up right now. I have a brand new microphone for my iPhone plugged in. It's a Shure mic. Oh, cool, man. Hey, thanks for checking that out, Garrett. Appreciate it. I'm glad you dig the amp. If you want to get into a Signature Series amp, Ronnie Shellist Signature Series amp, check out stage5amps.com. So the other way I make a living, besides gigs and studio work, is I teach a bunch. I teach online. I'm online teaching when I'm not traveling and on the move. I'm in front of this computer most days for many hours, some days, teaching. And I teach beginners, intermediate, professional level players. I work with all sorts of people, so that's a huge source of income for me is Skype lessons. I'm also running the Global Blues Harmonica Summits, which I created last year, and that's been really successful and awesome. If you want to learn more about that, blowyourharp.com. So I run these online webinars. I have downloadable instructional material that I sell on my website and interactive ways to work with me. That's a source of income. I work with Hohner Music, which is the largest manufacturer of the greatest harmonicas on the planet, I think. And not only am I an endorsee, an artist on their roster, but I'm their clinician and presenter for educational circumstances. Anytime that comes up when they need somebody to provide a training session to their sales associates or travel around and present or do road shows, that's a source of income for me. These are the ways that I've figured out how I can survive as a harmonica player, and really that means as a musician and a teacher. So if anybody has any questions, you're welcome to treat this like an open session if you want to just ask questions today. And the other thing, what else do I do to make? I didn't think this through very well. In-person workshops. I travel around the U.S. That's a good question. I travel around the U.S. offering harmonica workshops as well, in person. Hey, I'm glad you did that. Do I play on the street? Do I play on the street? Yeah, I've definitely played on the street more than once, busking with friends back in the day when I lived in Boulder. And I think you mentioned somebody, hey, what's up? I just drove through Nebraska last 2 days. That was a hell of a drive through all the storms. Somebody said something about D minor. I think you said that was the first thing you ever saw. Or you started listening to a long time ago. I posted a clip with a minor tuned harp. It's the only clip out there. I think that's what you're talking about. So for anybody, again, who's like tuned in and either bought a downloadable lesson or just watched my videos for that matter, thank you for doing that. It is your support, it is the people out there over the years that has allowed me to gain these opportunities and the access to these opportunities. Yes, it's me putting myself out there and doing what I do, but it's you guys watching the videos and supporting me along the way. Don't be too shy to play on the streets. Go to a corner where there's nobody to start. Start in a less populated area. Work your way to a busy area. Pretend like no one can hear you. Maybe wear your sunglasses. I don't know. The more you do it, the easier it gets. So I started to say earlier that one of the biggest things that's helped me by putting these videos up, and I didn't really get into it, was I've been learning about my own habits and becoming a better player. Thanks for the last 12 years. You're good. All right. Thank you for tuning in. And by putting myself out there, I've built confidence in myself as a teacher, as a player. And I just want to say for anybody that's thought about posting their own video, I highly encourage you to do it. Just start putting stuff out there. By putting yourself out there, you become a little vulnerable and exposed to not only positive comments, but a whole bunch of negative comments as well. And you know what? So what? You're going to get that. And then you learn from those. Sometimes those people you can learn from those negative comments, and they're right. Yeah, I play guitar. In fact, I started playing guitar before I picked up the harmonica. I'm not a serious guitar player, but I can play some simple blues progressions and rhythm guitar. And it's been a great resource for teaching me about the structure of the music I play when I'm on the harmonica, and has allowed me to work on my own singing when I want to practice singing, backing myself up. So having a second instrument is a great idea. Any questions about the harp, you guys? This is a Marine Band, 1896. I learned something very interesting. This harmonica, you ready for this? The Marine Band 1896 is the longest in production of being unchanged over the years. Oh, nice. First model was the Special 20. I like that last comment. That's awesome. Yeah, the first harmonica was the Special 20, and I still play them all the time. They're great harmonicas. The marine band was also the first instrument that ever had an endorsee. Lee Oscars, what do I think? So, does anybody know who the endorsee was? Oh, let's see who can guess it before I say it. So Lee Oscars, I also played early on and experimented with. They're definitely a major producer of harmonicas, and they can. So anyway, you can get a real autographed picture of you frame in my music room. For write me an email maybe through the website. Maybe we can figure something out. I don't really have any pictures to sign. Looking around, I have pictures of little Walter and some other famous people, but I don't have a picture of myself. Wait a minute. How do I make that come back? Oh, shoot. Hold on, guys. My bad. How do I... Oh, there we go. Oh, right on. All right. Shoot, I'm losing my train of thought here. Oh, the Lee Oscar and the Suzuki. So the Lee Oscar harmonica is a major contender. I know for me, I was just a better fit to play Hohner. I had better luck with my bending and the sound I was producing, so I ended up sticking with Hohners. But a lot of people love Lee Oscars. They're a little brighter sounding harmonica. You got to try these, Suzuki Manji was just mentioned. You have to figure out what works for you. It's not just the tone that the harmonica produces, it's the feel of the harmonica. When you look at a harmonica, the influence of the mouthpiece, whether it's wood or plastic, all these things matter. There you go. That's a good sign when somebody says keep going and play another lead. That's a good sign. So I got wood versus plastic, side vents versus no side vents. These are the types of differences. The guts of a marine band and a special 20 are identical. They both have the exact same interior. I sadly am not working on my own, and I do save them and have people work on them and retune them. If the reeds are going out quickly, you've got to ask yourself how much air you're putting through. And I'm not saying you're not a good player, but I know that it's a direct result of how long the harmonica lasts, is whether I'm chest breathing or diaphragm breathing. You can put more air through the instrument when it's all coming from your diaphragm because the direction of the air is lower and it's less stress on the reeds. But when you pull, if you watch yourself, if you're doing any of this movement, like with your shoulders, then it's a little harsher of a pull. So those reeds get stressed, and that's why they go out quicker. And I played Manjis and worked with Suzuki for a while, so I got nothing bad to say, to be honest, about these companies. Right on. 2 months, huh? You're my age. I think you said you were 47. I'll be 47 in August. And by the way, I didn't start picking up this instrument until after college. I was in my early 20s, like 23. I'm almost about to hit 25 years of playing, let's say. Yeah, the first instrument to have an endorsee was the Marine Band. Who was the endorsee, you guys? No one knows? I'm about to say it. John Philip Sousa. That's why they call it. That's where that name came from. When you see that on it was the John Philip Sousa Marine Band. They named it after. Pretty interesting. Chris is also looking at the Blue X. I don't know because I've never had one or used any Blue X stuff, but I'll tell you, I love everything I see online on social media. I love what that guy is doing for Blue. Check out Blue X Lab. Studio work from home. How do you break into studio work? I think that's what it said. God, these comments come quick and then they're gone. How do you break into studio work? You start with some basic good equipment. Like I finally invested in this little microphone. You're asking about Fender harmonicas? I cannot endorse that. That's a guitar company. I don't know anything. I've never played them. But I don't know enough about the Fender harmonicas. I can't speak for it. I wish I had played one so I could say something about it, but hey, thanks for checking in, Victor. Studio work, get good equipment, basic good equipment, and more importantly, learn the ins and outs of what these people will be requiring and what will be needed of you. Like a nice USB microphone for your computer if you're recording to the computer, like a Blue Yeti or a Samson Go mic. Having a quiet space that's soundproof, having the right lighting if you're recording video. But if you're just doing audio, get some simple software. You're going to use GarageBand. Figure out, that. Then the hardest part is getting the work. You know where that comes from? Not going to seek out the work, putting out what you do and having them come to you. That's the best way to get work. You want people to come to you. Well, he's back to steel reeds, I believe. Okay, look, he's not playing those anymore. I know because I got the inside scoop with Honer. He's back to playing special 20s. He is back on the roster at Honer. John Popper. He played those high-end Fenders, which were made by Seidel. And I'm sure it was an okay harmonica, I would imagine, because Seidel makes good instruments. But he must have not liked it as much as the Special 20 or whatever, which is what he was used to playing. And I know he's back to that. I can say that fairly confidently, that he's back to playing those. Yeah. What else can I tell you? That's it. What a miraculous 12 years it's been. And you know what? The more I put myself out there, the more these opportunities tend to come my way. So I appreciate you guys for checking all this out. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello, hello. And somebody that has written in another language that I cannot decipher, I apologize. All right, so let me get these notifications away. That's all I had today. I was excited that it was exactly to the day 12 years, and I wanted to come on and make this video just to say thanks to all of the subscribers and people that actually tune in to make it possible for me to gain some momentum out there so that more people could tune in and watch my videos. I took a long hiatus where I wasn't posting, and in the last, whatever it's been, 3-6 months, I don't even know, all of a sudden you've noticed a lot more videos coming from me. I've noticed that I lost a lot of my traction and momentum. And I'll continue to go live more often, especially with this new microphone. Can anybody confirm that it sounds better than it typically does, or at least that it's good audio quality? You're welcome. Oh, I've never used a harmonic. I've used one once, but I never practiced using a rack and playing at the same time. Right on. Thank you. Thank you. I know that Honer makes a flex rack, which is supposed to be pretty adjustable. Gotcha. Maybe I should just leave you with my top tips. So I'm working with dozens and dozens, maybe hundreds of students on a regular basis. Like they come and go, but there's a lot of them that stay and work with me long period. And I have the advantage of working with a diverse population of different types of learners, and I see it every day. What are the common things that come up that you could be aware of as a newer harmonica player, or even one that's been playing a while that's struggling getting to another level? Check your breathing first and foremost with everything you do. Make sure that you're relaxed and you're breathing from your belly button, your gut from way down here. When you breathe in, there's less movement up here. Make sure that there's no unnecessary shape or tension in the mouth cavity, the jaw, and the lips unless that technique requires it, because you may be impeding the sound of, for example, a 2-draw. It's a very open, natural ah shape. Jaw kind of relaxes, but the tongue stays flat. Some people go, and they're getting this sound because everything's together and tense. Sometimes it's the tiniest adjustment that makes the biggest difference. Make sure you can execute clean single notes. Make sure you only improvise and say things that are as much as you can chew on. Don't take a big bite of a mouthful of a statement and then your phrasing and timing is off. Keep it simple and say more with that. Work on various techniques to shape up your sound. Yes, I've played with Jason Ricci once or twice, at least once at the Bean Blossom Blues Festival in 2012. I don't know if there's any video of that up there. Hey, what's up? I don't know if there's video of that, but we played at that festival. There's some pictures out there. I've posted a picture actually on the community page of my YouTube recently of that picture. If you go to the community tab on my channel, you'll see that picture. And switch up your harmonica keys often. If you're always playing a C and an A and you never pick up the F or the D or a G, switch it up. I am live. Welcome, Robert. Because you get used to getting the bends to come out on a C or an A, and then you're like, boy, I just can't get it to come out on this F. It's just a slight adjustment because the reeds are slightly different lengths, and if you're not regularly playing on each one of them, ooh, good question. It's hard to get a feel for them. Am I going to spa? I am. I decided just recently, like last week, that I'd pull the trigger and go to spa this year. For those of you that don't know what SPA is, it's the Society for the Preservation and Advancement of the Harmonica. I will be at SPA only 2 days this year. Thursday night, all day Friday, and Friday night, and I fly out Saturday morning. I got some other stuff I have to do. But that'll provide anybody attending this event. spah.org is where you can learn more. I'll be at the Joe Falisco's teaching on Friday. Yeah, I move from key to key. What's up, Sherman? I do move from key to key by either changing up my song studies or literally just practicing exercises. Like I love to practice. Grab a G, that was an A, C to A, now a G. I don't play Golden Melodies because Golden Melody is the only harmonica in the Hohner line that is tuned differently. It's tuned to equal temperament, like a piano, and that means that all the notes are exact. Every note on a Golden Melody is exact, and therefore the result is that the 1, 2, 3 draw chord is a little thinner and flatter sounding. So what I do is I like to have that chording a lot. And all the tuning is very similar on most of the Hohner harmonicas, but the Golden Melody's specifically good for melody playing. So that is the reason why I don't play them. However, I do love the way they sound and I like the way they play, especially for melodic playing, single note driven playing. They're great, and I do have a handful laying around, but I don't use them out. I don't. But if you're playing a ton of melody and you're not chording as much and using the embellishment of chordal playing, then I would use it. Yeah, I mean, look, there are guys that are blues guys and guys that use the chords that play Golden Melody. Todd Parrott, great gospel player. He's a good friend of mine. He's using these Golden Melodies and he's chording. So you might be thinking, well, what? He's making it sound good. He makes it sound real good. I agree. But it is not ideal for what I do. That chord is, I want more warmth and a bigger tone out of the chord. But you can do it. And crossovers are tuned a little differently as well. They're compromised. Well, they're all kind of compromised. Let's be clear. The difference is they've adjusted select notes. And I don't know which ones. And this is a crossover in G, for example. It plays similar to the tuning of a marine band, but it's not quite as full, maybe, as the tuning. So it leans even more away from just intonation, perhaps. It's still compromised. I love crossovers, but they are tuned slightly differently. The man to ask for that would be Steve Baker because he was involved in the production and the creation of the crossover and specifically the tuning that is laid out. But essentially, if you've never played one, you can expect it to be somewhat similar to a Special 20 or Marine Band. Most people can't tell the difference. I use it for everything. Cross harp, first position, third position. I think it's a great harmonica. Here's a crossover, especially third. turned green. Oh no. I've never had any of mine do that. I don't know what happened. I hope that was just a one-off thing. What I like about crossovers, you guys, is that this is bamboo and it's triple lacquered. Yeah, I don't know how that could happen because there should be triple lacquered in the front. And I'm not saying it didn't happen or that it couldn't. I'm just saying it shouldn't happen. And I love it because of the feel when your tongue and lips are moving. What were you eating? Triple lacquered only on the front, not the top and the bottom. That's right. Only on the front. So who knows what happened. Mine's not green yet. I don't know what it is, but I'm particularly fond of the sound of third position with the tuning of a crossover. And I don't know if there's any sense to that. Yeah. And there was something else I was just thinking about too. All right, I've only got a couple more minutes before I'm walking out the door to enjoy this 103 day we have here in Denver. We get a lot of hot weather in the summertime, you guys. I got to go out in the heat. Best out of the box, it definitely, in my opinion, is the crossover. Especially just from the quality standpoint of the way the reeds are set up. It moves and it's just easy to play. Hot in the UK today. I bet it is. That's why I like the crossover. It's comfortable. It plays very well and keeps up with what I put into it. So some exciting stuff's coming soon. I'm on like spastic mode. I got to slow down. Some exciting news is coming with the Global Blues Harmonica Summits. I'm going to be teaming up with a great entity soon. Right on. Thanks for tuning in, Victor. Yeah, so check out blowyourharp.com and stay tuned. You're going to see what I'm talking about. The Rocket's a good harmonica. It's not my favorite, though. My second favorite is the Rocket Low. Yeah, I know they can be expensive. So check it out. This is a Rocket Low. The Rockets are good. They're louder and faster than a Special 20. Does that mean they're better? No, they're just different. Something about it, I don't love it as much as a Special 20. However, the Rocket Low, yeah, I agree. The Marine Band Classic is hard to beat, but it's got nails, my friend, and you cannot take that apart and do anything with it. So I still play them, but I know that I have a limitation. So from a tonal standpoint, I agree. I love Marine Bands, but I also actually love crossover almost equally. Dude, I have taught in Iowa, Nathan. I've been to Iowa, in Fort Dodge, which is not, I was just in Des Moines. We could have connected for the night. All right, let me tell you about this Rocket Low. They're an octave lower. They come in 5 keys. You can get a Rocket Low in the key of C, D, E, E flat, and F. This is a low F. It's much more affordable than a Marine Band Thunderbird. Yeah, Special 20s are just awesome harmonicas. Now, of course, I should mention that my mug is on the box. My face is on the box of the Rocket Low. I'm not trying to push this because of that. I do like the way these play. They just happen to put my face on it. Maybe some of you want one because you want to have a box. You want that. Some people may say, I could care less about who's on the box. How does the harp play? I think that falls into the majority of what people are thinking. How does the harmonica play? It plays beautifully. All of the blow bends are so airtight on all of my out-of-the-box Rocket Lows. And all the bends on the bottom, if you can get that technique to cooperate with these low harps and work on that, I love the way it's bending and the tuning as well. I'm headed to wine country actually very soon, but I'm only there for a day and it's personal. So I thought about putting on an event there. Maybe you should reach out to me at Harmonica 123 and we can get it going. So the two main reasons I love these is they're tuned. The Rocket Low is tuned killer on the bottom chords. Big, huge, fat chords. They tune these things right. And the setting and the action. Yeah, they're just killer. The only difference is they're plastic. They're not bamboo like a Thunderbird. And they don't have that thick one draw where the Thunderbird can accommodate the swing. So if you pull too hard, it can make that rattle noise. But if you just adjust your air, just killer. So I love the Rocket Lows. If you're looking for a low tuned harmonica, go with the Rocket Low. I recommend the low F first. And then I would recommend maybe a low D or low C. Something like that in that order. Think about what key you want to play it in. It's best for cross harp typically, so the F I'm using when I'm in the C like 90 to 95% of the time instead of my high F. I just like the sound of the low F. And it's great acoustic or amplified. But the really low tuned ones, like when you get to like a low G and A and all that, that's when you want to stick to cross rhythm stuff. Oh God, good cases? Yeah. Hang. Let me just give you this advice without spilling all the beans. Maybe wait to make the decision on a case. There could be some stuff coming down the line soon in the world of harmonica cases. That's ambiguous, but just hang tight for that. I don't know of any good, outside of custom ones, I don't really have a great recommendation. I just don't. All right? But there's some stuff coming that I know about, so if you'll hang tight, maybe you'll see some stuff happening in the harmonica community. And I'll bring it to the forefront when I do my next video. I'm going to run. Thanks for tuning in all this time. Play out. Yes, I do. I play chromatic. I've put one video up, and it was recently, playing a little tiny bit of chromatic. But yeah, I play chromatic, and got some funky old chromatics laying around, like this thing. This one I never play. The CBH 2016. I can't even find my way around a 16-hole chromatic. But on a 12-hole, I play those often. And if it were a 12-hole, I can find my way around. But it sure was fun to play. All right, so there's the 2016. I should say the CBH 2016. I'm a 12-hole chromatic guy, and I like to play the 270, the Chromonica, Hohner Chromonica 270, and the 270 Deluxe. That's all I got today. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you so much for supporting over the years. And if I can ever be of assistance to you with anything related to harmonica, you can find me over at harmonica123.com. Thanks, everybody. Hope you all have a great day. And I'll see you soon with more videos that target specific blues harmonica related topics. All right, guys, have a great one.